Bonne nuit, ami, parieurs. The clock on the wall says 17 minutes past 10, a bit later than I had planned, but I couldn't find a few bets for tomorrow. It was a hooer altogether tonight, and I wouldn't mind tomorrow, or no, the next day. I've 11 declared in my tracker, so I'll have to weed out a lot of them. I don't know what's the story. 11 out of 11. It never happened before. There was often 5 or 6 out of 10 or 4 out of 12 or something, but there's 11 out of 11. So we'll see. Anyway, I was doing a bit of for inch. I was seeing could I get a few words, but I don't think she'll happen. I think I'll have to wing it. But anyway, made a few pound today out of the first 3 I gave last night. We done the meatloaf again, 2 out of 3, and the one I thought had the best chance, Harb, came thundering up the middle and went evens or slightly odds on in running, and Tom Quealy just decided to sit up and look around and do nothing to 2 like that hierarchy that won it. They bought that for big money. I think it was over 100,000. So they want to get money back out of that. Quealy was caught napping, I thought. Made no effort whatsoever. Typical of or just like Fanning yesterday. But what do you call it? Kalganov. That traded at 9-2 in running. I was happy in his position from the get-go. I couldn't understand that it went out to 9-2. I couldn't get on. I was trying to get the finger on, but didn't get on. That one handy enough. And the last one there tonight won with head in its chest. That'll win again. The £10 weight for age allowance made a big difference there. But the decent horse, it's only his sixth lifetime start as well. Final orders, that one was called off. And the one in Sligo didn't, Fishray and even by Scirocco didn't like the ground at all. A Dower Owl Stayer, 1-pace yoke, won it. But anyway, we made a few quid. If we're winning a few quid, we're not losing. On to tomorrow. Now, this was very difficult, I thought, tomorrow. But we have a bus horse in the 325 at Bellewstown. It done us a turn the last day, Perfect Poise. Remember the one he came out of the stalls? He zipped out of it. Colin Keane. 15-2. I think we tipped him up at 7-2 or 4-1. He drifted like a barge. But the ground shouldn't be, even though there's an inspection in the morning. I'm hoping it'll go ahead. He was third in the Curragh at 7 furlongs there in a maiden. And he's only beaten 2.5 lengths. He's in the noseband and the yellow cap as we pick it up on the turn for home.
Ma'am, widest into the straight is Mulgrave as they come to the final 2 furlongs. It's made accountant from Perfect Poise. One boss gets one behind the saddle, being followed by Dark Desert Highway, who's picking up ahead of Exquisite Acclaimed and Church Mountain. Morning Approach, Solar Breeze, Akmam, Kodiak Prince, Troventine, Zahi, Mulgrave, and then Wild Mountain well inside the final furlong, and Perfect Poise takes up the lead from Church Mountain, and Dark Desert Highway fading on the inside is mere accountant. 50 yards left to go. It's 2 early winners for Colin Keane and Church.
For newcomers on the bus, a bus horse is one that does the bizzo for us and we stay loyal to them one more time to give them a shot. And if some of them after that, we might go back to them again when they come back down the weights. And there is newcomers on the bus. Smooch is back. He's smooching around the bar there. He wasn't around for a while. Dan Maguire, Johnny Little. He's little, but there's lots of him to love. Kyle O'Donovan was ordering the beer, and Oisin O'Driscoll was putting his hand into his wheelbarrow after he won a few quid yesterday. But he should have been putting the 2 in. Anyway, where are we going next? We are going to Newmarket, is it? Oh yes, um, Newmarket. There's a horse there that I was watching the last from the get-go. Spectacular style. He's just learning how to do things, and he ran green in a couple of races. First time in a handicap tomorrow. I normally don't do it, go first time in a handicap, but he was behind a couple of good horses. I was watching him when he was behind Burglar, first time out over 10. But the last day he hosed up. Now he was 1-7. He was entitled to. He hosed up, and he didn't. His rating didn't change. He's still 84. I thought he was worth a shot tomorrow. Now there's a few decent yokes in it. That Merhaba, the champ, won a good race in York recently, and True Legend. I think we might have been on that at some point, but I thought tomorrow, first time in a handicap, was the time to get this lad. He's 7-2, 100-30. I think he's better than an 84 rated horse. He's by Frankel out of Montjew Mare. So hopefully tomorrow that he'll be able to proceed and get in the winner's circle for a second time. Old Saratoga Gold there, we tipped it up and it fell. Remember the time the woman fell off and then he hosed up the next time. Victory Dance, 3-year-old carrying a good weight, but lightweight there, 8 stone 10, David Egan for Roger Varian. Hopefully that'll be, and then the third one, let's see, Step Back in Time. That was fourth, and it won the time before, but it was fourth in a good race the last time. Well, it worked out well. Like they're all moderate yokes, but he won off 47 Basement Merck. But then the last time, that race that universally won for us, and Cavallo Pazzo was second, but Mowgli was eighth, and that won today. Remember we tipping up that when the season started in the Curragh, but it ran back 4 days after, or 3 days after running on heavy ground. But Step Back in Time was only dropped to fourth in the closing stages that day. That was over 6-5 tomorrow. There's one there that at a big price might be worth anyone that wants an each way bet is Eruption. He's a big price. What price is he? He's 12-1. That's in trap one. Declan McDonough. If he got the break, he'd have a shot at getting placed nearly. He was second a couple of times. Now these aren't reliable yokes at all, but the second there to Zigzag Ziggy and second to Spirit of Angels. But then in Naas Celestia on soft ground, 6 furlongs to 2 fair. He'd have an each way shot tomorrow, that one as well. But the selection is what is it? Step Back in Time. There's a nice little race there tomorrow in Newmarket as well. It's at 3 o'clock. It's a grand little race. Frankness won the last time in a nice fast time. Gail Force Maya won this particular race 2 years ago. Executive Decision done us a good turn at 9-1, a couple of runs back. And actually that Minnetonka was behind it. But Minnetonka had a good race the last day in Musselburgh, and it showed a lot, I thought, but it was behind a good class horse race. It's a good race, that actually. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing that race tomorrow. I don't know what I'd back in it yet. Maybe each way Minnetonka. Anyway, I'm rattling on. We have Jonathan Morrow, was it, that was on to us about, or on to me about Longchamp, Paris. We have something booked. It's on Aerobus. We're not getting into Paris until 9:30. We're losing the hour, you see, and the first race is at 23 minutes past 12. Actually, there's a good 2 mile race in that. The first race in that, there's a good French chuck. I was watching videos of it, and Harbour Wind is in it. John Wells sending it over. Looking forward to that. So I think it's over an hour on the bus. I don't know, is it on this bus into the hotel, because we're going to the hotel first, dropping off the bags, and then getting a taxi from the hotel to the Longchamp. It's not that far away, I believe. I'm not that well up to it. My tech man is organising all of that stuff. So anyway, we'll get out of the way here, and we'll have a look at this was last year I see the Continuous and Fantastic Light were put in for 120,000 apiece today, so they're not afraid of the field because the going is going to be good to soft. It's a pity it wasn't heavy because they might scare them away, but it'll be all the more money for them to be getting anyway after. So this is in the Coronation. Then he didn't run after that, and Pile Driver came out and won the King George after that. So there's good enough for him there, but the big problem is the 6-year-old thing. But stats are there and records are there to be broken. So hopefully, with the help of God, that will get a good run anyway, and be absolutely splendid. Be mighty if he could win it on Sunday. We'll go through the card on Friday when the decks are out, because I don't know what's the story with Saturday evening. So anyway, bash the bookies, over and out.